times mean dangerous times. And a lot of you don't know what's planned that happened on this earth, that they're planning right now. Egyptian against the Egyptian. Y'all don't know what's going on. That's why he said, pray and watch. It's happening. It's on. And when it comes down, it's going to be because the devil knows we got a short time. You know he's going to come down with much wrath against those that keep the commandments and have the true testament of Mashiach Yahushua. So some going to flee away from the faith, like I said. This know also that in the last days, and we in the last days, perilous times shall come. See? Perilous times going to come. That's why he tell you in 2nd Ezra, hold that. 2nd Ezra, we'll come back to that. 2nd Ezra 8 and verse 50. It says, for many great miseries. It don't sound like a lot of love and happiness and joy. Say, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. And we in the last days, great miseries shall be done to those that dwell in this world. Why? Because they have walked in great pride. You see? They walked in great pride. Which is contrary to being humble before the Messiah. Like I said, you know, they conceited, they think they all that. Look at me. Some people need somebody to exalt them, to them to be not feeling bad about themselves. You know, you got the Messiah, you got a Mashiach Yahushua, you better walk in his way and be satisfied. But understand thou for thyself, talking to Ezra, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. You know what it said? Seek out the glory of such as be like Ezra. How was Ezra? Verse 48. He said, in this also thou art marvelous before the Most High. You want to be marvelous before the Most High? He said, listen, in that thou hast humbled thyself, which is contrary to being prideful, thinking you all that, and you ain't nothing, as the Most High says. Sodist children, foolish, stupid and dumb, silly. That's what he called us. A minstrel cloth. A woman on her cycle with that cloth before you throw it away. As nasty as can be. Your first time wearing it. That's what he calls a minstrel cloth. Sodist children. Silly and stupid. Foolish. In that thou hast humbled thyself as it becometh thee. This is what Most High telling Ezra to seek out those that's like this. And hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. You see that? That's why you hear me say we have sinned. Including myself. Including everybody. Not pointing the finger at somebody unless I'm all right myself. Doing what's right myself. For many great miseries, you hear that? Shall be done to them that in the latter time, we read about the last times, yo. That's why I said, 2 Timothy 3 and 1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. This is what it says. 2 Ezra 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. So maybe the Most High ain't brought enough misery upon you for you to realize that he said, I wound and I heal. I kill and I make alive. To recognize him. And thinking that's just some coincidence. Ain't no coincidence. He's saying, for many great miseries shall be done to them that dwell in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. You hear this? Great pride. Thinking they all that, conceited. And want somebody to exalt them. Better hope the Most High exalt you. It says, but understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. So now, look at, that's why it's beautiful that we have this truth in these last days, because Ezra didn't really know and hear what the Most High told him. Go to 2nd Ezra 14 and 6. Second Ezra 14 and 6. This is what the Most High told him. These words shall thou declare, and these shall thou hide. So he gave Ezra 204 books. That's like 124 more books than we have, these 80 books that we have, including the Apocrypha. 66 books and the 14 books of the Apocrypha. The revised version, most of you have the revised version of the King James Bible, or whatever Bible you have. And the 14 books of the Apocrypha is taken out of them. So I say 80 books. He gave Ezra 204 books. So 124 books, everybody don't have. That's why he said, 2 Ezra 14 and 6, pay attention. These words shall thou declare, and these shall thou hide. See? These declare, and some of them hide. This is what he told him in verse 9. But thou shalt be taken away from all. Ezra, you're going to be taken away from all. You're going to die. And from henceforth, thou shalt remain with my son. Remain with Mashiach Yahushua, and with such as be like thee, until the times be ended. Hear that? So you're going to be with Mashiach Yahushua until the times be ended. So Ezra didn't have to come back here. He didn't have to come back to this place. But he didn't understand it. He didn't get it. He didn't know. Because he said in 2nd Ezra 16, that's the Most High gave him prophecies of what's going to happen in these last days. We read 14, 15, 16 of that 2nd Ezra. And he said, from what he told him, we just read in 2nd Ezra 16 and 17, Ezra said this, woe is me. Talking about the last days and the destruction that's going to come on this earth. He said, woe is me. Destruction is me. Woe is me. He said, who will deliver me in those days? You see? That's why it's so beautiful that we have the words of the Most High in this Bible, and it's written for our understanding in these last days. Now we can see, he already told him he gonna be with him Mashiach to the end come. But he said, woe is me, as he getting the prophecy of what's going to happen and how the destruction going to come in these last days. He said, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine, food shortages, and great death. We're seeing it. Great death. The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, see? The beginning of evils beyond imaginations. What shall I do when these things shall come? We just heard him say he's going to be with the Mashiach Yahushua to the end. He's going to take him away, and he's going to be with the Mashiach Yahushua to the end come. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. All these things Most High whipping our butts for amendments. But for all these things Most High going to do in bringing forth the plagues and the tribulation and the anguish, the scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. All the things the Most High is doing. In result, it say they will not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of this, of the scourges, or be mindful of our Most High wounded them. It made them feel pain for a long time. Did not humble themselves. See? It's very important that we see this. And you see how, and also Daniel. Go to Daniel. Ezra didn't have to come back here. Daniel didn't have to come back here either. Look. Daniel's 12. Last verse. Verse 13. He told Daniel, but go thy way till the end be. To the end of times. For thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. See? He had to come back here. In this wicked world. But going back to 2 Timothy 3rd chapter, this know also that in the last days Perilous, dangerous times shall come. They say men gonna be afraid. So I don't know how you women gonna be. That's rolling in your own vain opinion. Hopefully you covered by a man of the Most High. It said, for men shall be lovers of their own self. Hear that? Men gonna be lovers of their own selves. Conceited. You know, prideful. Men gonna be lovers of their own selves. Covetous. Design everything that comes out, everything they got, they can get, they gonna get it. What somebody else said. Boasters, bragging on themselves. Proud. Opposite of being humble. Very proud. Blasphemers. Disobedient to parents. Unthankful. Unholy. Unholy, you know, holy is keeping up the commandments and the Most High's laws. Unholy. Without natural affection. Truce breakers. False accusers gonna be lying on each other. False accusers. Incontinent. I mean, you think you gotta agreement with somebody, it don't mean nothing. Used to be your word is cool. Now you gotta put it in writing and have it sealed with a stamp of approval. So somebody has an authority, put their stamp on it. Sad boy. Slandering each other. Talk about each other. Incontinent, without self-control. Somebody else can control you like that. Boom, come over here. Next you know, you in their glitches. Their worlds. When the Most High, because you know, we'll see. Hopefully time will prevail where we'll be able to bring out, thus say the Most High's word. You know. Fierce. Beautiful. Fierce. Look what you're dealing with people of the world. And when it come at you, you can't be acting like, oh, why is he acting like that? Why is she acting like that? Because this is how people gonna be in the world. Fierce. You know, beautiful. Despisers of those that are good. Despisers of those that are trying to keep the laws, commandments of the Most High. Traitors going against you. You think they're your friend. That's so you know they trade. They traitors. That's why I say the truth is a revolving door. They come in and they go out. That's why it says, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. You got to endure to the end. And it's not, like you say, it's not sad. Keep the commandments of the Most High. It's just people are wicked. They're evil. Look what it say, traitors. They're traitors. Heady. High-minded. You know, that's total pride. Haughty. Prideful. Lovers of pleasures. Lovers of having a good time in this world. More than lovers of the Most High. More than following the commandments of the Most High. I want to feel good. So, just like right now, this ain't no time to be thinking that everything is normal. It ain't normal. This ain't no time to be thinking it's normal. Or you're going to pay the price. They want people to perish. Eugenics? Huh. Don't be part of it. But some going to fall into that trap because they love pleasures. More than lovers of the Most High. Get that? More than loving the Most High. Pleasure going to be putting a whole lot of people to death. Having a form of righteousness, but denying the power thereof. Hear that? Having a form of righteousness, it seems like they want to be righteous, but they deny the power, the spiritual power that we receive when you put your life in this. Not just pretending like you a Sabbath Israelite, but every day you examine yourself and say, am I really trying to make it to the kingdom? Or am I, as it says, am I lukewarm? Turn to the page, there it is. All praise to the Most High. Revelation 3 and 15. Hallelujah. When you turn the page of the Bible, it's right there. As I'm speaking, you can go anywhere, but I'm right there again. He said, I know thy works. He know your works. He know what you're doing. That thou art neither cold nor hot. He said, you ain't either cold or hot. You ain't not dealing with it, or you in it to make it to the kingdom. You're neither cold nor hot. I would thou were cold or hot. I wish you were cold or hot. But since you already been introduced to the truth, all of us Hebrew Israelites, I'm talking to Yasharala, then you already know to be hot in that cold. So then, because thou art lukewarm, you straddling the fence, you claim to be of the tribe of Levite, or tribe of Benjamin, tribe of Judah, tribe of Zebulun, whatever tribe you claim to be of. Because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. You hear that? He said he's going to spew you out of his mouth. That's serious. What is he saying? Revelation 19 and 15. He said, I'm going to spew you out of your mouth because you straddling the fence. You ain't really trying to come back to our culture completely. You lukewarm. Or you doing the things that will not allow you to go into the kingdom. So this is all you have. This is your consolation, as the scripture says, right here. This is all you have. And he could bring the judgment within days from now. Think about if they just shut down all the electricity. No computers. Electric grid is finished. No electricity. You ready? What the Most High gonna send you? What you gonna do then? You gotta depend on your worlds that you're in at that time, because the world of the Most High, you say, hey, go over here. You're not gonna be there because you're not gonna know where to go and what to do, because you ain't used to taking orders or instructions. So you on your own with those of the world. And they gotta keep you from the destruction of what's written in this Bible and what they plan to do to those that are trying to do what's right. Because 2/3, he already know y'all gonna die anyway. He said all the sinners of my people gonna die by the sword. Amos 9 and 10. So he said, what's gonna come out of his mouth? Since you lukewarm, you straddling the fence, you an Israelite, but you still dealing in the world. You love the world. You at war with the Most High. You at war with the Mashiach Yahushua. You the enemy of the Most High. You the enemy of the Mashiach Yahushua. This was come out of his mouth. Revelation 19:15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it, with this sharp sword, he shall smite, kill the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. This law, statute commandments, that we learning and following. And he treaded the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Most High. You see that? So you're going to rule them with a rod of iron. That's these laws. And you're going to kill the nations. And we are 12 nations that make up one nation. Understand this. We're 12 nations that make up one nation. Oh, that might went over some of y'all heads. You better understand what I'm saying. Show me myself. Go to Genesis. Let's find out. Genesis 35. Because 2/3 of our people are going to die. Is that it? Study. Let's see. Let me find it. Salak. I think it's 35 and 9. Okay. Genesis 35 and 10. It says, and the Most High said unto him, through the angel of the Most High, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, just our forefather, of the 12 tribes of Israel, but Israel shall be thy name. That's when the Most High changed Jacob's name from Jacob to Israel. We became the Israelites. And he called his name Israel. Right? And the Most High said unto him, I am the Most High Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. Have a lot of children. This is what it says here. This is why I'm here. A nation, one nation, we as the 12 tribes of Israel. Listen, and a company of nations. There go your nations right there. Shall be of thee 12 nations that make up one nation. A company of nations. When you going to smite the nations? Oh, don't think we out of it. No, he going to get us too. He said, a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. So, that's why it's important that we look at this. Going back to 2 Timothy's 3rd chapter, and we continue on with the word of the Most High. 2 Timothy's 3rd chapter. It says in verse 5, having a form of righteousness, but denying the power thereof. Denying the spiritual power that comes with being righteous. Because the world, like I said, seducing spirits gonna fool the fool. And I'm gonna deal with that. If the Most High will, I have time. It says, having a form of righteousness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Say, from such turn away. You have a right to not deal with people like this. For of this sort, those that are like this, are they which creep in the houses. They creep in the houses and lead captive silly women. That's that Sodom's children that he called us. Silly women, laden with sins. Laden with sins. Breaking the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Led away with diverse lusts. You hear that? Diverse lusts, like to say, the people sat down and ate and drank and rose up to play. They were dealing with diverse, different lusts, different desires. That's going to lead them to hell. It's going to lead them to the Most High to deal with them. Because he thought enough of us to call us into this, and we think in our wildest understandings that he's taking the time to show us, and we want to be lukewarm with this. That's why he said he's going to spew you out of his mouth. He's going to smite the nations. Going to kill people. Verse 7 says, ever learning. They're hearing the word. They're here listening. Like some of you pick up one, maybe number one, look at that. You learn that, but it's about 5 or 6 or 4 to 5, 6 videos to get the understanding totally, but you got one that you listen to, ever learning, and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Never able to come to the knowledge of the Most High's rules and regulations, his laws, statutes, commandments, to do them. Therefore, they born in vain. Right? That's why I say, I got to deal with that. Amos 9 and 10. Because if you're a sinner, that's what he's saying. Amos 9 and 10. And you're an Israelite, that's what he's saying. All the sinners, those that break the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments of my people who are the Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, 12 tribes of Israel, shall die by the sword. They're going to die by the sword. What they going to say? Which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. You hear that? It's coming. But our people going to say, hey, the evil can't touch me. But he say, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Remember? He gonna smite the nations. Out of his mouth will come a sharp sword. That he should smite the nations. All the sinners of my people shall die by that sword. Which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. They're gonna say that. They're gonna really think that. And they're gonna think, you know, that, and some of you out there probably think, like I've heard many years, oh, he's talking about me. This is all of us. Don't think I ain't that far from it being me. Any of us. Remember, we all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High. That's why we got to all time work on getting perfect. That's the Most High labor to make us perfect. That's why you got to repent and keep the commandments of the Most High. You don't think you all that. Or, Most High going to deal with you. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. We done read that. Look at Matthew 19. And let's look at what the Pharisees came and asked him about Shai. Matthew 19:3. Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him. See, they tempted him. And it tells you in Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare. I like to stop there. This is a preparation that we're getting right now as you're learning the word of the Most High. Hopefully it'll sink into your spirit to make you change. Become a new creature. Be born again. Become a new man or a new woman. But he say, my son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation. Prepare your body for temptation. So here come the devil and the Pharisees, because he called them vipers, hypocrites, and so forth. So Matthew 9:19-3. The Pharisee also came unto him, tempting him. And saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? So they asked him a question. Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every reason? And he answered and said unto them, have you not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? The Most High made them male and female, and said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they two, shall be one flesh. Wherefore there are no more twain, there are no more two, but one flesh. What therefore the Most High have joined together, let no man put asunder. Let no man put asunder. Whatever the Most High joined together, let no man come in and bring them apart, make them go apart. They said to him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? So why did Moses say, hey, give her a bill of divorce and put her away? He said to them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, Moses, because of the hardness of our minds, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning, it was not so. From the beginning, the Most High didn't have it so. He wanted you to remain married. And I said to you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, as we're going through, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. Hear that? You put away your woman, and if it's except for fornication, you commit adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away does commit adultery. Hear that? If she's not put away for fornication. His disciples saying to him, if the case of man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry. That's what Paul was saying. It's not good to marry, but if you marry, so you don't burn. But he said unto them, all men cannot receive this saying, save they to whom it is given. See, everybody can't receive, all men can't receive this, save those whom it is given. This is what he going to. But there are some eunuchs, these are men that don't get married, which were so born from their mother's womb. And there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men. Man made them eunuchs. And there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. Not marrying a woman, just for the work and this truth. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it. See? So they're quoting, they're going back to Deuteronomy, the 24th chapter, and verse 1. Deuteronomy 24:1. When a man have taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he have found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorce and give it in her hand and send her out of his house, right? So, at this time, I mean, man had his own house. The woman lived with him. Send her out of his house. So uncleanness in her. And like he said, fornication. She did idolatry. She done went around and slept with another man, committed adultery. Say, let her go. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. And if the latter husband hate her, the one she go marry, be with him, he hate her, and write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house. Or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband who had her in the first place, that sent her out of his house because he found some uncleanness in her, will send her away, may not take her again to be his wife. Can't go back to her. After that, she is defiled. Hear that? She's defiled. For that is abomination before the Most High, a filthy wicked act, a sin. And thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Most High thy power giveth thee for an inheritance. You see? So, this is very important, that we see the law and understand it. But Master Shai said, hey, because the heart is of our heart. You know, because it tells you in, go to Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, the 25th chapter, and we're going to read verse 26. It say, if she go not as thou wouldst have her, and hopefully your mind should be in a spiritual continence so that you know that you're teaching her how to be spiritually righteous in the eyes of the Most High. If she go not as thou wouldst have her, and she don't commit fornication or be a whore or be dealing with whoredom or whoremongering and adultery and so forth. If she go not as thou wouldst have her, which is that's unclean and dealing with idolatry, following the devil, and being seduced by the devil, the doctrines of devils, as we going over. If she go not as thou wouldst have her, cut her off from thy flesh. Remember, you become one flesh. Cut off from the flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go, it says. So, I must continue. It says in Ecclesiastes 26:1, it says, blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. A virtuous wife going to make a man life double. A virtuous woman rejoices her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. See? In peace. She going to make sure that his life is filled with peace and not havoc and chaos and all the things that a wicked woman would bring. Look at Ecclesiastes 25:23. A wicked woman abated the courage, maketh a heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. Wounded, ain't no peace in this. A wounded mind. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress, making weak hands and feeble knees, making them strong, making them, weak. Or the woman came to the beginning of sin, through Eve. Listen to the devil, being seduced by the devil, being the first lie told her, You're not going to die. Most High said, you eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you're going to die. And she told him what the Most High said. And he told her, you're not going to die. You're going to be as gods, knowing good and evil. That's why it says. Oh, the woman came to the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Because he said, once you do this, you're going to die. And we die because of what she did. And Adam followed right along. Get a water no passage, neither a wicked woman liveth to gad abroad. To do whatever she want to do. That's why I say, if she go not as thou wouldst have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. See? Then it goes into talking about a virtuous woman. Ecclesiastes 26:3. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Most High. Hear that? Those that fear the Most High, a good wife going to be given to. So look, from there, let's look at Proverbs, the 5th chapter. And let's start at verse 1. It says, my son, attend to my wisdom. Wisdom is a proper